Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 121. Lamar, we have a very lovely guest with us, sir.
Boy, oh boy, we have the infamous, but the yet charming Miss Slutty the Clown, also Clair Bacon. How are you, ma'am?
I'm very well, and thank you for asking me to join you.
We always like to start at the beginning. How did you get into not just, this character, but in entertainment, performing? How did you get into it?
I originally started as a Urbexer, urban exploration, if you know what that is, researching abandoned buildings, taking photographs, etc. I started that maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and at some point we thought, what else can we put into it? And I've always been into horror and gore and something a little bit creepy and a little bit weird. And then I started with a Pennywise cosplay, and then Slutty was kind of born from that later on. It was kind of a strange thing. People often identify with Harley, and she kind of is, because, if you're going to be playful and you're going to be a clown, then that's kind of where you're going to be. But she actually started with something a bit darker with Pennywise. I've always kind of been in the horror genre. It was mainly through the Urbex and photography and great locations that it came to this. Really. I'm very lucky to have got this far,
So then how did you transition into getting into doing the B movies and working with Screamings and Troma and everything?
Yeah. I wanted every day to be Halloween in my life. That was kind of who I was, and I really enjoyed it. And then someone sent me a post saying someone was looking for someone for movies. And I came across a post for extras and characters for Screaming Joe Cash for She Dogs of the SS, which is a fake trailer, which is on Grindsploitation 9 on Troma now, Revenge of the Sloth. I knew a little bit of Troma. We all know the Toxic Avenger. Toxic.
Of course.
Yes.
And of course, Lloyd is the true beating heart, and he's an amazing guy. I can't possibly say greater things about Lloyd. And I got a part in that as Swan's Hawk. But that came to then Lloyd and Troma had seen my Slutty the Clown character, which created several years before, and said, if you can do it, take a chance. Let's do it. And I was quite happy to work with Screaming and everyone else that we worked on to get that out there.
You got your own movie and everything like that. Like, how was it filming that film, like Slutty the Clown? Because Joe sent me the link of an article talking about Urbex, Urbex like culture and everything like that.
Yeah.
How was it combining that stuff?
The locations I heard you talk about in the other podcasts, which were great, about Slutty and everything else, and about the locations. A lot of them were when we went out on locations and things I'd done years before with photography. These were places that we already knew. And we kind of went there and went, yeah, this is where we want to do it. I feel that creepy tone and that kind of bit of grunge.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts of that movie was the just the way it looked. Wow, I was like, wow, where did they find that place?
I'm very lucky that I found these places a lot earlier, and I was really happy to share these with people. It's quite strange in the Urbex community. The Urbex community, it's kind of, you don't tell people. It's kind of one of those things, they're like little hidden gems.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, the filming, it was hard. We actually camped on set in -2, which is kind of, I think, 28 degrees in your. It's cold. I mean, we had ice, frost, snow, wind, hail. In the last scenes, I think you can hear the rain coming down when I come in the chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's real rain. We were trying to pack up at that point and film those last scenes. It was brutal and it was freezing. I'll be honest. It was a labour of love. It was all done for the price of a hotel room and a cheap Chinese takeout, really. But it was done out of love for, I think, the character, which I think, as you all said, it's like there's kind of more there, even though she's kind of girly and silly and a bit sleazy. It's like, Slutty does smutty. I feel we could take her into the multiverse at this point. Like you guys said with Slutty and the Bandit. I mean, What a great shot. Guys, if we could do a shot, come on board, I mean, we could do it. She could be Slutty versus Predator.
That'd be cool.
We could do anything.
How about one? I got an idea.
We're spewing them out now. You said Slutty the Predator. I never even thought of that.
How about Slutty has to get it like a real job somewhere. So we're doing more like an office comedy.
Yeah, like the Ricky Gervais office style. She has to work as like a receptionist in the office.
That reminds. See, this leads into something we were just talking about, Joe. There is a clown subculture because kids, you have clowns, they're happy, and
there's
I
also
guess
some very other scary subcultures of clowns, which I am not going to go into right now.
okay, that's fine. What brought you to represent the scary clowns and stuff like that?
I feel when other kids were watching Disney Club, I was reading Stephen King as a kid. And to come to this point of being absolutely obsessed with everything horror and anything a bit creepy, and to get to the point I'm now where when I grew up, it was very, if I had walked down the street or did any of the movies I do, Troma, Troma is amazing and it has the best fan base. And I have been so loved by them this last month. I cannot possibly tell you the Blu-ray comes out as well this month on Gordo.
Nice.
And we had the highest rating on Troma Now for Slutty the Clown.
Oh, cool.
For that month.
Nice.
Which was amazing to say. But to say that you get to that point is like, it's pretty crazy.
Play, what is your process like when you go to develop a character or develop a costume? What's your whole process?
Sometimes it's really quick. Sometimes I can think of an idea and we could be playing out at home and we're 20 minutes on a Tuesday evening when you should be eating lasagna. I'm dressed as something strange, wandering around the living room. My husband is an absolute angel for that, of going, okay, this is Tuesday. But other times it's been little ideas I've had for months and months and months that have finally come to place. So it was very easy. I did the Pennywise cosplay. It was great. That's very early on my social media accounts. And then within 2 goes, she was Slutty. It was just, there's a Harley element, but it was very much based darker, And then there's other ones like Nurse Rancid. She was done in a day, in an actual day, and that's all on my social media as well. And she's got some good things coming up with the guys from Video Vaults of Terror 2 coming out soon. I've got some new projects coming up with those very, very soon, which I'm really pleased about, which will be more news later. But yeah, it really just depends on the character.
And then what would you say, I guess something that you would want to bring to the fore, because you've done a nurse, you've done all these other ones as well. What is something that you're the next thing is going to come up? What would you say?
There's more for Slutty. She isn't gone. She'll be back very soon. Cosplay wise, things like I want to tackle the classics like Elvira. I'd like to do some comic book style things. Covers of great horror icon books, Hammer stuff, Swamp Thing, those kind of things, Return of the Mummy, those very 70s style covers. I'd love to have a try at that. I said I've got great things coming up with the guys from Tilted Terror 2. That is Singlal and Bajal. Names. This has all happened in the last 2 days. It's been a crazy month, I must be honest. No matter what Slutty is, she's created a buzz. And I can only thank Troma, Screaming, and everybody else, involved.
Before me and Lamar were discussing that maybe we're going to do an episode on our podcast all about clowns. Well, one of the things I suggested was that if we do that episode, me and Lamar go full clown makeup. Do you have any tips and recommendations for characters for the 2 of us?
Joker movie style where it's quite messy, or you can go way, way back. You can go back to the original Batman style Jokers. You can go anywhere. You can go any character. You've got Heath. You've got all these characters that played it. Cesar Romero, one of my favorites. I always go back that far with Batman and the Joker. Really goes back to that. Or then you're looking at Captain Spaulding, or the Terrifier, or whatever. You're kind of there and back, or Bozo. Then you're looking at Ed Gein. You can go anywhere you really like with it. I would say keep it simple.
Okay.
I would say keep it simple. Keep it sinister and simple, especially for a male clown.
I have some things percolating right now because I was thinking about because my thing is this. I was worried about my beard, but then I thought, could I color my beard?
No, my husband does. My husband Rich, who's a photographer as well, and was on all the sets of all the movies and did the still photography and everything else. He does a clown character called Slutty the Clown.
Okay.
He's been off for a while, but we haven't really brought him in recently, but he's been off for a while. He has a grey beard, and he covers it great. Don't forget, Spalding has a beard in those original Grindhouse movies. It's like, I think you can run with it however you want. I do feel it's like, it's a run with it how you feel. Feel you're in a clown.
Feel your inner clown. I have to apply that to my life all the time. Just
I feel
'cause
it's a mantra right now.
it is a mantra. Yeah. But yeah. So, exactly. Yeah, I'll be a mime. I just have to be quiet. I can't say anything and all that kind of
I
stuff.
haven't seen Slutty is actually usually a mime, and everything she's kind of done so far. This is kind of the first time I've really done anything but lives with her speaking. If you look at the movie, she doesn't speak, she just goes
Yeah.
the entire time. I actually lost my voice, by the way. By the end of filming, I had no voice.
From laughing so much, like it just.
It's the giggle. It's really, you hear my voice now, but you do it, and I can turn it on, obviously. I'm so used to doing it, but you can imagine after days and days of filming what actually that can do to you.
Yeah, because that will destroy your voice, because it's like you're doing something with your throat where it's like high pitched all the time. So
it was so worth it, but I literally couldn't speak for like a week after filming.
What I wanted to get into was the character Slutty the Clown herself in the movie. I will attest that she's actually not a villain. She was just kind of minding her business, and those people started messing with her. I almost think like she's a hero.
Justice, as you're saying, if they hadn't have messed with her, she would have done nothing. She was quite happy playing with her Teletubbies, waving her dildo about, running around the town, having fun on her little self, playing her games, and then they messed with her shit, as Lamar said on your other video. That is a rule to say. I don't feel she is the villain. I feel she's more of justice.
This was a tale for kids to learn. Don't mess with other people's stuff. You just don't do that.
See, I'm a fable. I'm a cautionary tale.
Exactly. Yes.
That's brilliant. I love that.
Now, you did mention before, just one more time, just for promotional purposes, what do you have coming up? Like everything that you have.
Right. At the moment, I'm planning on loads of more cosplays, loads of more photography stuff. I've got some projects coming up with Artist Films with Raj Kang, and that is for Tales of Terror 2. Also, Sing Lao and Tracy Jane Effects. They're all part of the Horror on Sea Festival, which is a massive film festival we have in this country. It's probably, I would say, one of the biggest. Definitely for Nurse Rancid and another character which is in development, so I can't really say too much about it. That's coming up. But yeah, I definitely want to stay in my B-movie life.
Cool. And where can people connect with you online, all the socials and stuff, so we can keep them?
You can find me on Facebook at Clair Bacon. There's quite a lot, but you'll probably tell by the profile picture with me. All the links are on all my other media. It's CM Bacon on Instagram, and of course at Slutty the Clown on Twitter, which is the one where most people find me because it's very easy to find that name. I find it served me well for people finding me.
I know we will see more Slutty the Clown. I can feel it in my brain.
I'd like to hope so. You haven't seen a lot of it.
We're manifesting it. We're manifesting it right now. Yes, absolutely.
I've said, guys, I want you on board. Slutty the Bandit. I feel we can do some coordination on this somewhere.
Well, Joe, go in depth, because you said what was your idea? It was like you're
obviously
the sexy
slutty
guy, but it's like I don't know if I can distract people enough as a clown.
But you see, I thought it was funnier if the slutty guy was actually like kind of gross.
And then he finally
could have like a vest with like spaghetti on it, with a bad clown nose. It'd be great.
Yeah, and the bandit would be the female that's actually got, like, she's smart and she's got her shit together and stuff. So that was my idea.
Yeah. She could be the one with a weapon, looking badass, sorting the deals out.
Maybe that's the movie, Lamar. Like we're the Slutty and the Bandit. We've been inspired by the original Slutty the Clown. We're one of her, acolytes or something.
Honestly,
Well-
guys, I would love you on board for something like that. It would be great. Honestly, I swear. If she's in the multiverse, you can take her anywhere. So it'd be great.
Absolutely.
I should hit Lloyd up. I should hit Lloyd up and say, "Hey, what do you think of this? I think this is the way to go."
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you once again, and I hope we see more of you. Absolutely. Yeah.
You too, both. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Peace.
Thank you.
Deuces.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and smack that notification bell. Right, Lamar?
You have to make sure you're clapping like a motherfucker. You gotta, really hit that.